So the operational side of electronic sourcing, we have some modules that can help us with this. And this is going to be a real short talk because all of these different aspects vary from company to company so much. And how involved you want to get with these areas in your ERP system really depends on the company. So let's just hit the highlights here. So the software can have these operational modules such as Requisition Management. So you could have a customer, let's say in the marketing department, can put in a requisition and it's electronically sent to somebody in the purchasing department. Well, now it's electronically tracked, so you know what's going on with that. They can log into the system and see what's going on to that. That way they don't have to call you or stop by your office and say, hey, what's going on with it? Believe me, that is one of the worst things because that takes up so much time when you are doing these purchases, is having those questions asked of you. When they can just log into the system and take a look, they don't need to make that phone call. Purchase order management. So when you send out a purchase order to a supplier, you can log it and track it. The warehouse can see that it's out there, so when it comes in, they can look at that purchase order and say, oh yeah, everything's here, and enter that into the system. And that could authorize payment. So catalog management. So if you have an e-commerce side, well, you probably have a large catalog of products that you sell. Well, how do you manage that? Hopefully not on an Excel spreadsheet, but if you put it in the system here, you can also assign quantities, the pricing. Pricing would be real easy. You can go in there and update pricing, and now everybody can see the updated pricing. It just makes it so much easier. And you can also keep track of what's in your warehouse, because that could be a catalog. So if you're a manufacturing plant and you have repairable or replacement repair parts on the shelf, you can keep track of your inventory. Invoice management. So once the product comes in, you're going to get a bill for it. They might send a paper copy of the bill. They might send an electronic notice for the bill. Or your company's going to receive the product and say, okay, we received it, authorize payment. And what about services though? Well, services, you can't put your hand on and say, yes, we got the product, because it's not a product. So when an invoice comes in, it can be entered into the system, and now there's tracking of it. One of the biggest things you'll realize when you get into sourcing is that when you look at it and try to do, let's say, category analysis, you're going to see a lot of holes in the data. The data is missing information. The data is, let's say, Staples is the supplier. You'll see maybe Staples, you'll see Staples Incorporated, you'll see Staples LLC, Staples Corporation. You'll see a lot of variations. But invoice management can help reduce that. So this is the operational modules for a sourcing application. So ERP can have a lot of these modules. It might be in one package, so you don't have to pick and choose. But talk to the supplier. Talk to your boss about this if you have one in your company. And maybe they can show you everything, because they may have more access than you do. And they can really explain how your company uses these. So this was operational modules. And this is also the final video for topic 11, electronic sourcing. I hope you realize the potential that's behind electronic sourcing and how it's taking the purchasing industry, purchasing field to new heights. And who knows what's next in electronic sourcing. Only time will tell, and maybe you might be the person that comes up with what's the next big thing. So if you are, let me know, because I'd love to go in with you on it. You can make our millions together. But until that time, let's keep moving along on to our next video, which is another topic.